Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, February 11th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 758 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Sturgeon urged to ditch harsh quarantine plan as open English land border means it is pointless. Josh Hawley's wife pens Fox News editorial detailing protests, death threats over husband's election response. 5 dead in mass casualty incident on icy Texas freeway. A 40-ton armored vehicle drives over Chinese troops in this intense video of a really unusual trust exercise. Tucker Carlson condemned for bizarre comparison between George Floyd's death, BLM and Capitol riot. How to add a little extra luxury to your bath time. Officials, Chauvin was ready to plead to third-degree murder. TikTok star Desiree Schaffer dies by suicide at 18. High-profile Republicans reportedly Zoom to discuss forming their own center-right party. I'm going to come kill the president, NC man charged with threatening Biden. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. BBC News banned in China, 1 week after CGTN's license withdrawn in UK, CNN. Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC in March, IGN. Defiant DeSantis blasts Biden administration amid report of travel limits, Politico. Sheriff, man set off bombs during Minnesota clinic attack, Associated Press. The Biden administration is working to help address global semiconductor chip shortage, The Verge. Gina Carano will no longer be in The Mandalorian or Star Wars projects, CNET. Hawley rips Trump impeachment proceedings as kangaroo trial, Fox News. Bumble stock rockets 70% after IPO, MarketWatch. When COVID vaccines could be available at chain pharmacies such as CVS and Walgreens, CNBC. AG Barr quashed plea deal by fired officer Derek Chauvin in George Floyd death, NBC News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. This nun is the first woman to have voting rights at the Vatican. Drew Carey reveals the Price is Right cheating scare you didn't see on TV. We need help to feel safe in our country, Olivia Munn condemns anti-Asian violence. Failing to clean this part of your home can be a fire hazard. Democrats' COVID-19 relief plan could save the pensions of 1 million people. Nancy Pelosi to introduce bill awarding Congressional Gold Medal to Capitol Police. Ted Cruz slams Disney, defends Gina Carano after she was fired from The Mandalorian. Fed bus 5 Proud Boy associates they say aided mob in Capitol attack. Christopher Walken has never done the everyday thing you're doing right now. 7 signs your long-distance relationship is built to last. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Judge grants eviction against woman with COVID-19. 2 arrested in missing pregnant woman's death. Investigator killed was to be off at night. Woman loses life savings to Social Security scam. Woman gets no mail for more than a month. Young black pilot opens dream restaurant during pandemic. Farm says puppy scam using its address. Man accused of killing puppy, tossing in garbage. World War II veteran receives COVID-19 vaccine. Artist creates blackout brownie ice cream. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Virus updates, California runs out of vaccine doses at Dodger Stadium. Federal budget deficit projected to top $2 trillion this year. China blocks BBC after CGTN ban in UK. 5 people die in Texas crash involving up to 100 vehicles. Will AOC endorse how she could shake up the mayor's race? Meghan Markle wins privacy case against Mail on Sunday. Impeachment managers focus on lack of remorse. Trump prosecutors want a verdict from the public and history. As Trump is impeached a second time, Americans share a sense of alarm. Biden's climate task force opens for business, aiming to restore credibility. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. California coronavirus variant spreading across U.S., threat unclear, study. Democratic impeachment managers allege Trump would incite future violence if allowed to run again. Raptors to keep calling Tampa home for rest of season. We are fighting for fairness in women's sports, says Connecticut student suing over transgender policy. English soccer heads ask Zuckerberg, Dorsey to act on racism. Psaki avoids Trump impeachment trial questions, says of Biden, he's not a pundit. Schumer leaves door open to 14th Amendment measure to bar Trump from office. Paraguay's second division soccer players improvise to survive. Yale murder mystery person of interest attended MIT with victim's fiancé, but connection unknown. Mandalorian fans baffled after Gina Carano was fired but Pedro Pascal wasn't, clear hypocrisy at Lucasfilm. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, February 11th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Third stimulus check, how much could your next relief payment be? Clarice prepares tonight on CBS at 10 p.m., The Silence is Over. Malia Baker on Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? The adults who watched the original series can pass this down to their kids. Philip Mueller shares how the coronavirus exposed U.S. healthcare. NCAA March Madness Bracket Preview Show airing on CBS Saturday, February 13th. Rebecca breathes on the series premiere of Clarice on CBS, people are going to love it, time for the baby bird to fly. Mask in Israel, dermatologist says, here's what you can do to prevent it. Comment below, tag 3 friends, scammers targeting Instagram giveaways. COVID testing is expanding to include our furry friends. Passengers outraged after black teens forced off flight in mask dispute. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Scientists discover single gene alteration that may have separated modern humans from predecessors. Injected arthritis drug reduces risk of death from COVID-19 by 4%, study finds. Multiple injuries and people trapped in cars after 100 vehicle pileup on a Texas freeway. YouTube star turned boxer Jake Paul taunts grandma Ben Askren, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. It's a sin. Elton John personally called the cast to congratulate them after watching hit drama. Huge potentially hazardous asteroid to scheme past Earth in March. Hungry snake tries to eat a Thai man's cat. Springsteen, 71, refused breath test, was visibly swaying and reeked of alcohol during DWI bust. Meghan Markle wins privacy case against Mail on Sunday over letter to father. The Airbnb you've seen over and over again, stay in the Groundhog Day B&B from $125 a night. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Vatican charity in spotlight over old sex assault allegation. White House names generals targeted by Myanmar sanctions. Chinese state media's New Year gala once again features blackface in segment depicting Africa. kiddie pools, gowns and dinosaurs, demonstrations against military rule in Myanmar get creative. The weird and wacky mascots promoting coronavirus vaccines around the world. The arduous path for oxygen to reach the sick in one of Brazil's most remote regions. Israelis ask, why hasn't the US president called their prime minister yet? Nun who survived flu pandemic, both world wars and coronavirus celebrates 117th birthday with red wine. Biden wants to create millions of clean energy jobs. China and Europe are way ahead of him. The zero-sum vaccine game, how a dose in the US takes a dose away from a poorer country. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Bayern Munich 1-0 degree, 2020 Club World Cup final, as it happened. A clear danger, oil spill in California city revives calls to cut ties with Chevron. Trump impeachment, Democrats to focus on terrible toll of Capitol riot, live. Texas interstate crash, at least 5 killed in pileup of up to 100 vehicles. Parkland activists in split over David Hogg's pillow venture as anniversary nears. China bans BBC World News after criticizing pandemic and Xinjiang coverage. Shares and dating app Bumble soar in first day of trading on Nasdaq. Aerial footage shows huge vehicle pileup in Texas, video. Melbourne's hotel quarantine cluster rises to 13 as more close contacts test positive to COVID. Manchester City's new signing Abby Dalgemper ready to embrace Derby. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Rittenhouse, accused of violating bond, going before judge. At least 5 dead in massive freeway pileup in Texas. Twitter to expand labels on government accounts, state media in transparency bid. Biden hopes infrastructure can bridge partisan divide. China bans BBC News broadcasts in apparent retaliatory move. RFK Jr. kicked off Instagram for vaccine misinformation. Wisconsin biologist charged with lying about caviar scheme. U.S. distances itself from Trump attempts to ban WeChat. 3 years later, Parkland school shooting trial still in limbo. Here are the states prioritizing educators in COVID-19 vaccine rollouts, map. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. China bans BBC World News from broadcasting. Bumble, female-founded dating app tops $13 billion in market debut. Capitol riots timeline, the evidence presented against Trump. President Biden cancels funding for Trump border wall. Milan's acrobat thieves use Instagram tags to rob rich and famous. Rare NASA photos reveal Amazon gold rivers. Loujain al-Hatlal, released Saudi activists' family want real justice. Charles de Gaulle, plans for huge new airport terminal in Paris scrapped. Iran produces uranium metal in new violation of nuclear deal. Finland snow art, locals create giant pattern on golf course. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Biden remarks warn trial prediction. Millions in the path of a damaging ice storm, Fort Worth pileup leads to 5 deaths, rescues of people trapped in cars. Fauci predicts plenty of shots by spring despite slow rollout, vaccinated people don't need to quarantine, latest COVID-19 updates. Florida residents react to Trump impeachment trial. Homeless seniors get COVID-19 vaccine in Los Angeles. All we're doing right now is purely to stay alive. Indoor dining has its risks, but can its return save NYC restaurants? Rioters acted on Trump orders, Dems say in trial. Chicago mayor welcomes students back to class. Pelosi wants gold medal for police at Capitol. Roughly 40% of the USA's coronavirus deaths could have been prevented, new study says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. April could see open season on COVID-19 vaccines, Fauci says. President's Day weekend weather, storms bringing light rain to SoCal, snow to Tahoe. Coast Guard to enact sweeping safety reforms in wake of deadly conception boat fire. The South African coronavirus variant is in California, what you need to know. Schools in more affluent areas move faster to reopen than those in low-income communities. Older people face competition for COVID-19 vaccine as teachers, workers join hunt. Appeals court weighs out outdoor dining ban, after it's been lifted. Lunar New Year in the age of COVID, red envelope stuffed with checks, not cash. One house, two doctors, 3 generations and the long-awaited relief of a vaccine. Column, should cannabis workers get COVID vaccine before teachers? They are in California. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, February 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. China bans BBC World News. A group of tourists have gone missing in an infamous Russian mountain pass where 9 people died under mysterious circumstances more than 60 years ago. China bans BBC for content violation. Biden says call with Chinese leader Xi lasted 2 hours. ISIS could regain capacity to orchestrate attacks in 2021, UN official, Times of India. A leader of the Polish women's strike, the movement that has led mass nationwide protests against a near-total abortion ban in Poland, has been charged with criminal felonies. Marta Lempert was formally read the charges at the district prosecutor's office in Warsaw. Shell says its oil production has peaked and will fall every year. Russian opposition activist Vladimir Kara-Murza's 2015 and 2017 poisonings linked to the same FSB unit that poisoned Navalny. Irish president attacks feigned amnesia over British imperialism. Senate votes to expand Canadians' access to assisted death. Amendment allows people who fear losing mental capacity to make advance request. Amsterdam topples London as Europe's main share trading hub. EU starts work on Russia sanctions over Navalny imprisonment. Global salmon farming harming marine life and costing billions in damage. Second victim dies of Ebola in Congo, marking virus's return. Iranian nuke scientist killed by Israeli 1-ton automated gun. The next headlines are from Forbes. GOP senators increasingly absent from impeachment trial as weariness grows. Biden administration says no domestic travel restrictions planned after reports spark GOP fury. Report, more than 120 Republicans in talks to form anti-Trump political party. Top scientist says contagious UK COVID-19 variant likely to sweep the world. Biden brings up China's human rights abuses, unfair economic practices in first call with Xi Jinping. Disney drops Gina Carano from The Mandalorian after controversial social media post. Trump's policies resulted in the unnecessary deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans, Lancet report. GOP Senator Bill Cassidy says Trump's lawyers effectively conceded impeachment is constitutional. Report, Trump's Justice Department held up Giuliani investigation by blocking warrant request. Fully vaccinated people don't have to quarantine if they're exposed to coronavirus, CDC says. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Neanderthal-like mini brains created in lab with CRISPR. Pay gap widens between female and male scientists in North America. How a scientist is addressing inequity in human genomics research. Breaking through the unknowns of the human reference genome. From one human genome to a complex tapestry of ancestry. Sequencing of 53,831 diverse genomes from the NHLBI TopMed program. A wealth of discovery built on the Human Genome Project, by the numbers. Science diversified, starting young. Shedding squeezed light on dark matter. Thermally reconfigurable monoclinic pneumatic colloidal fluids. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,685,365,266 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Variety promotes Gemma Swab to deputy music editor. The seventh function of language being adapted as feature film exclusive. Sugar 23 expands with new manager hires. George C. Wolfe to direct Bayard Rustin biopic for Obama UHS Higher Ground Productions, Netflix. Triller TV launches with shows hosted by Jennifer Lopez, The Emilio Family, Jake Paul, more exclusive. Brooklyn Nine-Nine to end with Season 8 on NBC. Pastel colors of promising young woman merely serve as a decoy to danger. Sheila Boof's attorney responds to FKA Twigs lawsuit, denying assault allegations. Steve McQueen, Molly Asher to be honored at Cinema Unbound Awards exclusive. Theme song for Nicolas Cage's horror movie Willy's Wonderland inspired by Chuck E. Cheese and Santa Cruz Boardwalk exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. What Myanmar's coup means for the Rohingya. Florida officials say they'd fight any potential domestic travel restrictions. He can't do this again, Rep. Blue warns of future attacks on democracy. U.S. stands with the people, imposes sanctions on Myanmar's coup leaders. Federal budget deficit expected to hit second largest since World War II. His essential MO, Trump had history of approving of violence, Democrats allege. China bans BBC World Service, following UK ban of Chinese network. Yoshiro Mori reportedly plans to quit as Japan's Olympic chief over sexist remarks. At least 5 people dead after Texas interstate crash involving at least 75 vehicles. Instagram bars Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for spreading vaccine misinformation. The following headlines are from The Week. Raskin asks lawmakers if they bet they'll hives of more police officers on Trump not inciting violence again. Department of Justice alleges militia leader was awaiting direction from President Trump in Capitol riot charges. Meghan Markle scores victory in privacy lawsuit against UK tabloid. New jobless claims decline to 793,000, but stay higher than expected. UK COVID-19 variant may have emerged from one person with chronic infection. Taylor Swift announces re-recorded version of Fearless featuring 6 unreleased songs. Prosecutors reportedly sought permission to search Rudy Giuliani's records. Trump appointees said no. Tokyo Olympics chief to reportedly step down after saying women talk too much. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Biden plans to ban all new fracking leases on public land. Will he actually do it? How Texas courts went virtual. The sunniest city in Texas is expanding. Natural gas production. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. How does the power grid work? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Possible super-Earth in the habitable zone at Alpha Centauri. It's starting to look like super-Earths really are just great big terrestrial planets. 3 storms have dumped snow on Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. super-Earth conditions simulated in the lab to discover if they're habitable. InSight is going to try and hear Perseverance land on Mars from 3,452 kilometers away. February 7th was the start of a new year on Mars. Here's the best place for explorers to harvest Martian ice. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, February 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Can you see Canopus, the second brightest star? Lunar New Year 2021 starts today in Asia, amid concerns. Has the polar vortex arrived? What is it? Today in science, a spacecraft obliterated a sundog. Both Hope and Cheyenne-1 now orbiting Mars. Venus-Jupiter conjunction February 11th, 2021. Mars atmosphere shedding charged particles onto Phobos. Great backyard bird count begins February 12th. Is this the end of the A68 iceberg? The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Live updates. Trump impeachment attorney says his colleague has been unfairly maligned. Joe Biden's cabinet, who's in, and who voted against them. Biden's first 100 days. China bans BBC for fake news on Xinjiang, coronavirus. Biden administration talks infrastructure, but not a price tag. Facebook oversight board swamped with comments on Trump case. Trump's impeachment legal defense will wrap up its case Friday. Defiant DeSantis blasts Biden administration amid report of travel limits. Democratic leaders dig in on minimum wage amid Senate resistance. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Holiday in COVID-19 cluster swells to 13 after another 2 contacts test positive. Trump impeachment live updates. Trial continues against former U.S. President Donald Trump over Capitol Hill riot. The damage runs deep. Meghan Markle hits out after winning case against British newspaper. 5 more linked with Proud Boys charged for Capitol riot. Bumble's Wall Street debut makes 31-year-old CEO a billionaire. How a trip to Bunnings got ballet stars through devastating lockdown. China to pull BBC News off the air, state broadcast regulator says. Wall Street edges lower, Bitcoin jumps to record high. Expensive, stuffy, outdated, why we've been wrong about tailored suits. Song a day guy, 70% are mediocre, 20% suck and 10% are awesome. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Economic report, are 20 million Americans really getting unemployment benefits? Don't take it at face value. Need to know, the small cap stock rally is here to stay. Why these analysts say it's bad news for the S&P 500. Capital report, Biden warns China could eat our lunch as he calls for improving U.S. roads, bridges. Bank of America matches efforts by Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase with net zero financing goal. Capital report, Trump's second impeachment trial, how to watch it. Keywords, Dave Ramsey is against stimulus checks because if $600 or $1,400 changes your life, you were pretty much screwed already. In one chart, all of President Biden's key executive orders, in one chart. Market snapshot, Dow slides 100 points as elevated jobless claims shows long road to recovery. The Boston Red Sox will no longer be taken public, here are the sports franchises you can invest in. Black history is American history, how to educate yourself and work toward racial equity this month, and beyond. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Gerald M. Gilbert's an obituary, Devil's Lake Daily Journal, Devil's Lake Daily Journal. Dartmouth engineering faculty elected senior members of the National Academy of Inventors, Eureka alert. The Polish Patent Office changes its policy on patentability of software, biotech and pharma, Lexology. Biden considers Dr. Lisa Cook to be first black woman on Federal Reserve Board, report, the Grio. What's the difference between copyrights, trademarks, and patents? Mental floss. How to help young inventors find their creative spark, sponsored, TES News. Black History, inventors helped to make our lives easier, Davie County Enterprise Record, Davie Enterprise Record. How life sciences companies can strengthen IP strategies through the use of trade secrets, Lexology. Instacart acquires more than 250 patents from IBM, produce Blue Book. RAND study finds significant social and economic impacts by Lemelson MIT Prize-winning inventors, MIT News. The next headlines are from Quartz. A Clubhouse Guide to Running the Worst Meeting Ever. A flood of new SpaceX satellites has started a fight over space pollution. Robinhood shares are soaring just like the stocks that trade on Robinhood. Vaccines won't eradicate COVID-19, and that's okay. How the COVID-19 variants are spreading. Space business, extraordinary, unprecedented. Inadequate healthcare has killed more Americans than COVID-19. Graphic riot video, Bumble's rise, 3D printed stakes. Indian Americans may not have supported Trump, but their approval of Modi is largely intact. What African countries should be fighting for in negotiations with China. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Twitter and India still arguing over whether or not Twitter accounts supporting farmer protests need to be removed. Gun trafficking investigation shows the FBI is still capable of accessing communications on encrypted devices. Daily Deal, the complete 2021 Learn Linux bundle. Orrin Hatch, who once wanted to destroy the computers of anyone who infringed on copyrights, now lies about Section 230. Dumb new GOP talking point, if you restore net neutrality, you have to kill Section 230, just because. Steam becomes available in China, offers 53 whole games to customers. Content moderation case study, Twitter attempts to tackle COVID-related vaccine misinformation, 2020. How to think about online ads and Section 230. Trump and Oracle's dumb TikTok cronyism falls apart. Snippet taxes not only violate the Berne Convention, but also betray the deepest roots of newspaper culture. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Bayern vs. Tigray UANL. Lunar New Year. Fort Worth accident. Ted Lieu. Lee. Taylor Swift. Tigray vs. Bayern. Bumble stock. Tree Young. Los Angeles Lakers. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Liberal journalist cheer as Twitter suspends Project Veritas account in wake of Facebook freezing comments video. BBC disappointed with Chinese ban, insists it reports stories fairly. After Russia booted out 3 EU diplomats, Moscow's men in Brussels say it's hard to imagine his staff attending protests abroad. Belarusian President Lukashenko says he'll leave office when peace and order is restored, promises to hold open election. Should get banned for that, Palmeiras ace Rony laughing stock after absurd Club World Cup penalty miss, video. No alternative, Portugal extends COVID-19 lockdown to March, amid huge pressure on hospitals. When the game gets ahead of you, you should stop, Khabib advises UFC icon Edgar to call it quits after devastating KO defeat. I regret the apology. Australian bookstore backtracks after apologizing for hosting transphobic writer in 2018. German court closes loophole that put government health website first in Google search results. Researchers uncover more key factors that make people COVID-19 superspreaders. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Salesforce says the 9-to-5 workday is dead. Hillary Clinton calls GOP lawmakers voting to acquit Trump co-conspirators. For restaurants, the stimulus effect starts wearing off. Regulators, Fed start market manipulation probes into Reddit raiders, Robinhood. China's finance ministry demands answers from Deloitte after whistleblower alleges audit violations on NY-listed companies. What collapsed the middle class? Ugly, tailing 30Y auction, bid to cover slides, indirects flee. Powell just said U.S. economy has to add 500,000 workers every month or he won't hike. Feel our pain, politicians insist. Bumble opens 77% higher than IPO price, making 31-year-old founder a billionaire. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Mexico president warns against believing U.S. now has open doors. Will the first Palestinian elections in 15 years go ahead? Ethiopia shuts 2 Tigray camps housing Eritrean refugees. 5 Afghan security force members killed in attack on UN convoy. China bans BBC World News for content violation. AstraZeneca expects COVID variant vaccine by mid to late 2021. Nigeria government warns protesters against Occupy Lekki tollgate rally. Tributes as funeral held for slain Lebanese publisher Lachman Slim. At least 5 dead in massive Texas crash after icy storm. Women-led app Bumble's 31-year-old founder is now a billionaire. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Democrats use Charlottesville very fine people hoax in impeachment trial. Exclusive, Cotton, Republicans press Biden on unvetted and unvaccinated illegal aliens pouring into USA as coronavirus pandemic rages. BBC World News banned from airing in China. Joe Biden ends Trump's 2019 border emergency policy. CDC, fully vaccinated people who meet criteria no longer need to quarantine. Ukraine bans dubious Russian coronavirus vaccine candidate, a hybrid weapon. Watch live, Day 3 of Trump impeachment trial. March for Our Lives co-founder on David Hogg, embarrassing. Mark Cuban's presidential aspirations officially over after ditching anthem, says ex-NFL player. Bernstein slams GOP for supporting evil Trump, hostage to an undemocratic, seditious president. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, scientists share sound of 18,000-year-old wind instrument. Watch, Congressman struggles with Zoom filter in committee meeting. Look, truck spills load of beer onto Florida highway. Driver breaks indoor land speed record in electric Porsche. Deputies chase goat down North Carolina highway. Watch, missing cat found 4 years later, 600 miles away. Husband Powerball mistake earns Iowa couple $150,000. Watch, tour guide finds 42-year-old message in a bottle on Australian beach. Watch, high school letter jacket lost in 2013 flood return to Colorado woman. Look, Georgia angler's 2-pound fish breaks 25-year-old state record. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Weirdest presidential memorabilia you can buy. Variations in online bingo games. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 1, gigantic triangular craft took 2 campers in Devil's Den State Park, Arkansas. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Musical training gives the brain a crucial advantage, especially at an early age, says new study. Stunning 4K Ultra HD videos of space from NASA let you escape Earth for a while. Man saves elk after it was buried by an avalanche with only a nostril and one eye peeking out of the snow. With lamb, coriander, and leek, these decoded Babylonian recipes reveal ancient cultural traditions alive today. I'm not a cat, lawyer tells judge when he cannot change the zoom filter, hilarious video. Nigerian villagers score victory for humanity when a court verdict slams Shell Oil for liability after years of spills. The internet is sharing magical photos of what happens when boiling water meets cold air. Look out for the Venus and Jupiter conjunction beginning Thursday morning. Amateur treasure hunter unearths missing centerpiece of Henry VII's crown, and it's worth millions. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, February 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Lawyer proclaims I'm not a cat in viral video. Second grade teacher arrested. It appears she was masturbating while the classroom was full of kids. 8-year-old calls out NPR for lack of dinosaur stories. The bizarre tale of world's last lost tourist, who thought Maine was San Francisco. Pirate skeletons found in 1717 shipwreck off coast of Cape Cod. Tom Holland refused to wear a wig for Spider-Man 3 after cooler uncharted hair. Police playing music while being filmed, seemingly to trigger copyright filters. The Last of Us HBO series casts Pedro Pascal as Joel, Game of Thrones breakout Bella Ramsey as Ellie. From my lips to yours, people are now selling vagina-scented face masks online. One image gets 90 million hits day of traffic, as per Wikimedia Commons data, possible explanation in article. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. New AI technique allows robots to detect human touch by analyzing shadows. Are AI investors shorting black hole hives? Google Photos brings some of the Pixel's best features to other phones, for a price. Speak less, communicate better. New Micro-Mobility Coalition aims to create simple and consistent pan-European policy. Hear this Kandinsky painting with Google's psychedelic AI tool. Spider legs build webs without the brain's help, and could inspire robot limbs. Scotland's free EV chargers make the rest of the UK look stingy. California Supreme Court declines Prop 22 appeal from disgruntled Uber drivers. Here's how to do PR when your product is a secret. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Scientist proposes a new timeline for Mars terrains. Study finds even the common house sparrow is declining. Play and meaty food reduce hunting by cats. Game-changer drug for treating obesity cuts body weight by 20%. Family ties explain mysterious social life of coral gobies. Tiny population of neurons may have big role in depression. Ancient seashell resonates after 18,000 years. Earliest signs of an immune response found in developing embryos. Silicon chip provides low-cost solution to help machines see the world clearly. Origami powered by light. The next headlines are from Information Week. Exploring diverse talent to fill tech and cybersecurity jobs. Are autonomous businesses next? Microsoft Viva Hair American League Division Series new wave of collaboration tools. Why DevOps is critical to digital transformation. For modernization, be nimble, be agile, and go fast. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, February 11th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA offers opportunities for media to engage with Mars Perseverance rover landing. NASA television to Air Space Station cargo ship launch, docking, The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Controversial porn filter bill squeaks past House committee by 1 vote. Red all over, 11 months later, normalcy at Utah, and in the Pac-12, still feels like a long ways off. Here's how to weigh in on 3 superintendent finalists for Salt Lake City schools. Utah's most productive coal mine gets a lifeline from Trump's federal land managers. Digital archive will save memories of the doomed Utah theater, but preservationists would rather save the playhouse itself. Utah House Committee forwards controversial bill barring transgender girls from female sports. Bayou's Lauren Gustin is having a breakout season for the Cougars. Here's what's behind it. As Joe Biden works to reform diplomacy, Mike Lee sets up a fight over abortion funding. Utah will need volunteers as mass vaccination sites open, Governor Spencer Cox says. Utah reports 1,242 new cases of COVID-19, and 9 more deaths. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Twitter has studied using Bitcoin, CFO says. Biden team pledges aggressive steps to address chip shortage. The Korean cinemas now hiring out their screens to gamers. EU weighs deal with TSMC, Samsung for semiconductor foundry. BBC World News barred from airing in China. Proofpoint sues Facebook to get permission to use lookalike domains for phishing tests. Solar and wind are reaching for the last 90% of the U.S. power market. Bitcoin hits record as MasterCard, BNY Mellon embrace crypto. Government investigating massive counterfeit N95 mask scam. Microsoft approached Pinterest about a takeover. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis dentist to star in new season of Temptation Island. Mathematician, all the COVID virus in the world could fit in a soda can. Funeral home van with a body inside stolen in North St. Louis County. Parson claims St. Louis health leader mislead people about COVID vaccine rollout. Stray rescue of St. Louis saves dog from bitter cold after hours of following him. Fox makes remarkable recovery at the Wildlife Rescue Center. Bald eagle found shot dies after surgery, MDC searching for shooter. Fort Worth pileup, aerial video shows deadly Texas crash involving up to 100 vehicles. Woman's body found outside in historic St. Charles. St. Louis County Police Commander sues county for discrimination. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. County, UCSD COVID-19 programs hint at future for reopening schools. Man suspected of stealing $18K Rolex arrested near border. Cyclist killed on rural road. Gloria among mayors urging state to prioritize vaccinations for some teachers. Let them play movement to deliver letters to Newsom in push for youth sports to return. Man with severe burns among 3 injured in Solana Beach condo fire. Council paves way for dirt roads to have chance at major repairs. Man fatally shot in East County hotel room. Man's body found in water at San Diego Bay. Mix-up leads hundreds of San Diegans to get false positive virus results. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Iranian nuclear scientist assassinated by Israel's Mossad. America's spy busters out secret stealing Chinese grad students under the microscope. Astronomers spy promising blob around our nearest neighbor star, but is it a planet? The Imitator by Rebecca Starford review, fast-paced literary spy thriller with feminist undertones. Peterborough landlord installed secret camera to spy on 17-year-old female tenant. Emic Heron's slow horses are spies for our times. Oxford spy writer's espionage novels to be filmed with Gary Oldman. How Mossad's automated gun eliminated Iranian nuclear scientist, Global Village Space. Chris Evans will play a unique villain in Netflix spy thriller The Gray Man. Mossad agents used remote-controlled gun to kill Iranian nuclear scientist. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russian BTR-80 armored vehicle crushes car on public road. Buy Systems awarded $183 million contract for additional amphibious combat vehicles. U.S. Air Force F-15 Eagle fighter receives symbolic graphic. Belarus to showcase new light armored vehicle at IDEX 2021. Quantum Systems to display its latest drone systems at IDEX 2021. Israel's smart jitter to unveils innovative fire control system at IDEX 2021. U.S. Army prepares to test fire new precision strike missile. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Words on the street, Beijing graffiti examines street art in the Chinese capital. What China's listening to this spring festival, and every spring festival. Takeaways from the WHO investigation, frozen food imports are a target. Brands pull ads from Bilibili amid boycott over perverted anime series and sexist user comments. 8-hour workday? In China, overworked employees are lobbying for it. The Yongzheng Emperor and Christianity in China. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, February 11th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Pirate skeletons from 1,717 shipwreck discovered off Cape Cod coast. Study explains why women likely to suffer more serious car crash injuries. CVS Pharmacy now giving COVID vaccinations nationwide, check availability. YLA is closing some vaccination sites, including Dodger Stadium. Is mail delivered on President's Day, holidays observed by USPS. Marin to begin vaccinations for people 65 and older. Fully vaccinated people can skip quarantine if exposed to COVID-19, CDC. Why nurses are going on strike in Burlingame. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Bayern Munich beats De Grey 1-0 in Club World Cup. Court won't delay extradition of Tuna Bin Bones escape. Fear of COVID-19 vaccine grows in Brazil's remote Amazon. Chip and Joanna Gaines Magnolia Network debuts January 2022. Vanderbilt wraps up football staff, hiring cornerbacks coach. Law enforcement diversity may improve policing, study shows. Despite Biden's push, a difficult road to peace in Yemen. Why Cook County will not follow state's vaccination expansion plan. Watch live, rioters acting on Trump's orders, Democrats say in trial. COVID-19 update, 69,029 more people receive vaccine, 102 more deaths, 2,838 new cases. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Snow Day Adventure, Seattle to open new portion of Keep Moving Street on Lake Washington Boulevard. Broadway at the Paramount announces live Seattle theater dates for the 2021 to 2022 season. Seattle expected to see 4-6 inches of snow Friday, into weekend as second storm system rolls in. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu November 2, 2021, 11:19 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu November 2, 2021, 8:39 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.9 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu November 2, 2021, 8:22 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, February 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. At least 5 dead in massive North Texas pileup with up to 100 vehicles. Officer accused in George Floyd's death was ready to plead guilty, officials say. Judge declines new arrest warrant for Kyle Rittenhouse, accused of killing 2 during Kenosha protest. Giant snowflake display created on golf course in Finland. Live Tonight, ABC Daytime back on Broadway. No Layups looks ahead to Astros spring training and examines the state of the Houston Texans. Katy City Council approves $2,600 raise for full-time employees. Mojo app makes coaching youth sports easier for parents. Trump impeachment trial live coverage, Capitol rioters acted on Trump's orders, Democrats say. Cold and stormy Thursday, Arctic air on the way. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Big 12 releases 2021 conference football schedule. Blackhawks lose D. Connor Murphy, F. Andrew Shaw 2 injuries. Conference tournament still on schedule despite concerns. Auto workers face uncertain future in an era of electric cars. Populist Party backs Draghi as Italy's new PM in online vote. Interim Libya leader in eastern city in outreach to factions. Congo officials confirm second death from Ebola in the east. Biden decree ends emergency that Trump used to build wall. Federal utility gives raise to CEO that Trump had criticized. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. De Blasio urges Albany to tax billionaires and avoid budget cuts. Deadline to change political party registration is this weekend. Here's what you need to know. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. No timeline on return of 24-hour subway, and no clarity about why MTA swapped out benches. Construction on Manhattan's first public beach to begin this spring. Can a Bronx BP candidate's endorsement by a divisive police union help him in the race? Early edition, rich people having hard time buying spots in the vaccine line. COVID Diaries NYC offers a visceral glimpse of the pandemic's arrival. NY gave nursing homes sweeping pandemic immunity. Now some lawmakers want to roll it back. How New York City's 2020 to 2021 snowfall stacks up against other years. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, southeast of the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, 4 mag has occurred near Alaneva in Alaska. Light earthquake 4.1 mag, 152 kilometers east by southeast of Antofagasta, Chile. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag was detected near the Loyalty Islands. Moderate earthquake, 5.1 mag has occurred near the Loyalty Islands. Minor earthquake, 2.83 mag strikes near Mandarin CA. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag strikes near the Loyalty Islands. Minor earthquake, 2.82 mag strikes near Westmoreland in CA. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. COVID-19 pandemic has shown humanity at its best and at its worst. Give us access to Tigray to find missing refugees, NRC please. Food systems need to change to promote healthy choices and combat obesity. Kim is waiting for Joe, but for how long? To prevent another civil war, South Sudan must create a new, unique political system. Labor rights have worsened in India post-lockdown. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden admin erects tent city in Texas to handle influx of illegal immigrants. New U.S. military base in northeast Syria, latest of Biden's warlike moves. J&J CEO says annual COVID vaccine needed for years as MSM warns virus will circulate for decades. Biden continues Trump's war on the press. The secretive inventor of the Navy's bizarre UFO patents finally talks. Coronavirus vaccination may be cause of rare blood disorder in at least 36 people, report. Something is iffy in Myanmar. Only 10 days after the coup there is already a US-style color revolution countering it. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Is this skeleton guitar real? Did Biden revoke $250 that Trump pledged to historically black colleges? Epstein warden now running new prison despite ongoing probe. CDC says masks must fit tightly, and two are better than one. Yes, you can pay a cat to poop on an ex's name this Valentine's Day. Would a California bill ban removing a condom without consent? KKK member sentenced for driving into crowd of protesters. Did Nickelodeon cover Trump's second impeachment? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Even for the Trumpist conspiracy peddler Sidney Powell, this was weird as shit. Meghan Markle told her dad it was devastating to face media circus he created. Fox guest, you're screwed already if stimulus check changes your life. MSNBC's Chuck Todd shuts down GOP Rep Nancy Mace's impeachment lies. Oath Keepers plan to deploy armed force to Capitol riot, docs. The Bachelor is mired in another racism scandal. Brett Stevens' column on McNeil's scandal didn't clear editor's high bar and he freaked out. This is the only face mask that doesn't fog up my glasses. The same Putin poison squad hit a Washington Post columnist before Navalny. McCarthy attended son's maskless wedding on same day he mocked Newsom's rule breach. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Nepal bans 2 climbers for faking ascent to Mount Everest summit. Saki, parents shouldn't be happy with Biden goal of schools reopening 1 day a week by May. 2 brothers busted in elaborate social media stabbing hoax. What time will RuPaul's Drag Race UK, Queens on Lockdown premiere? This is the doctor who fixed Gorilla Glue girl Tessica Brown's hair. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Opinion, the case for selling off pieces of Arecibo Observatory. Your new moon, exploring Luna from your backyard. Astronauts get sick, too. Here's the tech that could grow medicine on Mars. Interstellar probe mission would go twice as fast and far as the Voyagers. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Astronomers confirm orbit of most distant object in our solar system. Pharmacies offering COVID-19 vaccines, what you need to know. Los Angeles to close several COVID vaccine sites due to shortage. The factory that's racing to make Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine. Polar vortex to unleash frigid Arctic blast. Coronavirus infections fall as U.S. fights to get ahead of dangerous variants. Most people are getting their second COVID shots on time, CDC says. COVID-19 patient offers clues to coronavirus variants' origins. Teachers demand COVID safety upgrades before return to classroom. Cases of new coronavirus variants spike across country. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Plane skid off tarmac at Pittsburgh Airport during snowstorm. Chrissy Teigen launches a TikTok. CIT, Tessa Cat Brown runs fingers through hair freed from its Gorilla Glue sheath. De Blasio pushes back on Cuomo budget, demands tax on rich, but declines to lay out specifics. U.S. to start enforcing housing discrimination protections for LGBTQ people. Authorities seeking tips in suspicious death of Portland woman. Worked tirelessly for our city, veteran NYC-NBC reporter Catherine Krieg, familiar face for morning viewers, dies suddenly at 47. Texas cop fired after drunk driving arrest outside elementary school. Sex offender held woman hostage, shot at police and begged to be killed during standoff, New Orleans cops say. Body found in truck in Philadelphia, 2 arrests made, cops. The following headlines are from military.com. Police name person of interest in slaying of National Guardsman who attended Yale. How the Air Force pulled off the first ever Super Bowl flyover with all 3 bombers. Air Force wants to know if Key Pacific Airfield could disappear under rising sea. Navy admirals reject Beijing's claim that dual carrier drills in South China Sea were symbolic. Female Marines who called out the Corps commend new postpartum policy. Veterans hail Biden ordered review of visa program for Iraqi, Afghan military interpreters. Experiencing sexual assault doubles odds that troops will leave military, report finds. Iran's Guard begins ground forces drill near Iraqi border. Biden calls for China review during first Pentagon visit. Female Marine recruits arrive at San Diego boot camp for historic co-ed training. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Kyle Rittenhouse won't face higher bond or arrest warrant following hearing over questions about where Kenosha protest shooter is living. Chicago weather forecast calls for sporadic snow and lows below 0 through weekend, again. Lightfoot plan to turn Chicago's Board of Health into advisory body advances. Rep. Darren LaHood of Peoria put in charge of National Republican congressional fundraising. CPS schools reopen, again, with celebration and contention, as aldermen call CTU fight a hostage takeover of our children. Federal disaster teams called in to help with COVID-19 vaccination effort as Illinois surpasses 1.5 million inoculations, first South African variant identified in state. COVID-19 in Illinois by the numbers, here's a daily update on cases, positivity rate and hospital data in your area. COVID-19 cases in Illinois by zip code, search for your neighborhood. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, federal disaster teams called in to help COVID-19 vaccination effort as state surpasses 1.5 million inoculations, first South African variant identified in state. Where the coronavirus data stands in the U.S. and world, vaccinations, cases and deaths. The following headlines are from phys.org. New insights to past ecosystems are now available based on pollen and plant traits. A plant's nutrient sensing abilities can modulate its response to environmental stress. Scent detection dogs can identify individuals infected with COVID-19. Recommendations for regional action to combat marine plastic pollution. Rebuilding soil microbiomes in high-tunnel agricultural systems focus of study. Researchers examine how the subtle choice of synonyms may tip your hand as to which political party you support. Portrait of young galaxy throws theory of galaxy formation on its head. Diversity in policing can improve police-civilian interactions. ExoMars discovers new gas and traces water loss on Mars. Hubble uncovers concentration of small black holes. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, February 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Quantum computer chips manufactured using mass-market industrial fabrication techniques. Systemic racism affects wildlife, too, a Q&A with an urban ecologist. More than 40% of languages are at risk of fading away completely. Why did Greenland's Norse colonies mysteriously vanish? Walrus bones hold the clues. Planetary alignment didn't end the world in 1919, but one professor thought it would. What shape is the universe? Jezero crater, a closer look at the Perseverance rover's landing site. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Chicago schools reopen doors after tough union fight. Looking at each Pac-12 football team's top recruiting target in the 2022 class. Ben Gamel, Indians agreed to minor deal, adds to outfield mix. New jobless claims in Washington state tick down slightly. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. COVID retail, Valley Fair, Oak Ridge Mall owner seeks to slash U.S. holdings. Storm tracker map, where the rain is now. Klay Thompson, out for Warrior season, moves up in All-Star voting as Curry stays top guard. Man arrested in theft of San Francisco DoorDash driver's van with 2 kids inside. Skelton, political opposites Willie Brown and Ed Rollins are teaming up. San Bernardino terrorist's mother, who destroyed attack plan, is sentenced to home confinement. The latest, Trump lawyer says House presentation offensive. Tokyo Olympics chief resigns over sexist remarks. Mars madness, what famous people have said about the red planet. Real estate, receiver takes over bankrupt Bay Area developers' properties, operations. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. CBO expects $2.3 trillion deficit before Biden relief plan. NC bill mandating K-12 school reopening okayed by House. UC Berkeley COVID-19 lockdown bans outdoor exercise. 1.7 million bogus N95 masks seized from Queen's warehouse. Merkley, GOP senators face issues in Trump verdict. Paul touts in-person voting as lawmakers craft election bill. Registered Republicans outnumber Democrats in West Virginia. Latest rail plan would put tunnel under Long Island Sound. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Adam Schiff's tough on crime background complicates his push to be California AG. The Biden administration's continued push for Julian Assange's extradition is bad news for journalism. Former FBI officials tapped for Amazon's growing security apparatus. Amazon hired Koch-backed anti-union consultant to fight Alabama warehouse organizing. Minnesota police want a pipeline company to pay for weapons claimed as PPE. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, February 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. New study suggests better approach in search for COVID-19 drugs. RUDM University mathematician suggested a scheme for solving telegraph equations. Vaporized crusts of Earth-like planets found in dying stars. National trends in otolaryngology surgical volume early in COVID-19 pandemic. Common pipistrelle bats attracted to wind turbines. Origami-inspired antenna technology for use in small satellites. Affordable CRISPR app reveals unintended mutations at site of CRISPR gene repair. Astronomers confirm solar system's most distant known object is indeed far out. Use of mobile stroke units improves clinical outcomes. U.S. cities segregated not just by where people live, but where they travel daily. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Lightfoot, Prequinkle say not enough doses to expand vaccine pool, but Pritzker argues it's unfair to deny medically vulnerable. Back to class but not carefree. Suburban man charged with impersonating Chicago police sergeant. Chicago alderman pressured by CPD to use menu money for cameras, license plate readers. Lightfoot discusses vaccine availability for teachers, air quality in old school buildings in hour-long virtual town hall, Hive updates. Rioters acting on Trump's orders, Democrats say in trial. Diversity in law enforcement can lead to better treatment of people of color, says study examining Chicago police. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Funeral van carrying body stolen in St. Louis County, police say. Food and Wine crowns the donut stop the best donut shop in Missouri. Lieutenant Cole Troy Doyle details allegations of racism in suit against St. Louis County. Missouri rep indicted for fake stem cell treatments, also faked credentials. Hartman, St. Louis spy force has potential. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Former MD writer Biba Adams is Model D's new editor-at-large. Designer Diane von Furstenberg is keynote speaker at Virtual Michigan Fashion Media Summit. Detroit's Gathering Coffee Company is giving away free drinks, pastries to lonely customers the day after Valentine's Day. Detroit rapper Trick stars in new FX series Hip Hop Uncovered. Michigan Restaurant Association provides contact tracing software through new partnership. 9 best going out dresses and cute outfit ideas 2021 for holiday, party, or cocktail. Michigan's Lieutenant Governor blessed Senator Shirky for standing by statement that January 6th riot was a hoax. How to get free criminal records, court, and background checks. Annual Tour de Fork fundraiser for Detroit's Children's Center goes virtual with She-Wolf Chef. Women-run selfie museum pop-up in Southfield offers colorful photo opportunities. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, February 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Don't mess with Texas, a fresh take on an old message. An Arctic blast is coming, get ready. Best virtual bets, Lunar New Year, a kaleidoscope, and Music Illustrated. Upcoming Houston food events, Fact Tuesday Grub and an epic Sunday supper. 4 thoughts on team president Jamie Roots leaving the Houston Texans. The Stand miniseries wraps up this weekend, you didn't miss a thing. Album review, Kikagaku Moyo evolve in live at Levitation. Abbott announces FEMA will offer COVID-19 vaccinations at NRG Stadium. 5 Astros to watch as spring training approaches. Freezing temps, possibly snow headed for Houston. The next headlines are about world records making news. Kids Club charity aims for pancake world record, South leads life. Ohio, Reynolds was fast, U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. RSS, Corsicana team to break Guinness World Record mattress stack, furniture today. 600 drones create dazzling Van Gogh animation across night sky, Guinness World Records. 11 betters a Purvis world record in national selection trials, Times of India. 11 betters a Purvis world record in national selection trials, Outlook India. Black History Month, celebrating record-breaking athletes, Guinness World Records. The man crossing the world on a high line, CNN. Cyclist Josh Quigley flown home after serious crash in Dubai, BBC News. CUFM, Canadian pastor hits Guinness World Records, CHVN Radio. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Astronomers found a Benjamin Button galaxy. Valentine's Day gifts to ensure you're single on February 15th. How whale songs can help us explore the ocean. This app uses your phone's camera to automatically count up a pile of objects. Twitter wants to bring tipping to the platform. A proposal for healthier news consumption habits. The Stand ended with a wheeze, despite the hand of Stephen King. Apple Watch can detect COVID-19 a week early, study finds. Give cats more meat and playtime, says study definitely not written by cats. AI-powered treat dispenser helps train dogs by automatically recognizing and rewarding a good boy. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Birdsville Airport in Australia at 113.72 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 60.7 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 51.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Apple's new MagSafe wireless charger is down to a new low price today. Google flags its iOS apps as out of date after 2 months of neglect. Using whale songs to image beneath the ocean's floor. Why didn't GameStop sell some of its inflated stock during the bubble? Instagram bans top anti-vaxxer Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over COVID falsehoods. Why are General Motors and Will Ferrell trolling Norway? Fauci, vaccines for first graders could be authorized by September. Adventures in Vim, Lee and Jim figure out how to change comment colors. Disney fires Mandalorian's Gina Carano over abhorrent, unacceptable posts. CDC study backs mask doubling with exposure to risky particles down 83%. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump isn't the only one on trial, now Republicans are too, former impeachment lawyer. Stalin would have been impressed, Texas Lieutenant Governor slammed as secessionist coward for Star-Spangled Banner Protection Act. Trump's lawyer called out for going on Fox News to rant instead of paying attention to impeachment arguments. At least 5 dead in 100-car pileup on icy Texas freeway. Death list uncovered in home search of former FBI section chief who joined the Capitol riot, prosecutors. Complete lack of evidence, Fox News cuts out of impeachment trial to interview Trump attorney. Trump loving prophets in crisis after their predictions failed to pan out, report. Hawk Pompeo offered custom China-made pens as mementos, watchdog finds. 5 more Proud Boys charged with conspiracy in Capitol insurrection. Raskin delivers devastating evidence against Trump as he ties Whitmer kidnapping plot to DC mob. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Draining an actual swamp, volunteers remove 9,000 pounds of trash from a river in 3 days, can the Senate? Attack on Michigan Capitol with a preview of January 6, impeachment prosecutors argue. House Democrats are showing that Trump is more guilty than you thought. A new study says Trump's healthcare policies killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. Live blog, after terrifying new footage, Democrats finalize their case for conviction. Why opening restaurants is exactly what the coronavirus wants us to do. Biden's towering conundrum, the fate of Trump's border wall. How the fossil fuel industry convinced Americans to love gas stoves. The pandemic has unmasked America's deepest inequities. Democrats show Trump knew Pence was in danger and incited rioters targeting the Veep. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. A distinguished astronomer sees evidence of extraterrestrial life, The Economist. The search for ET hots up, The Economist. Stacey Abrams, Two's Nice and the Kid Mero, Bill Hader and more, SXSW.com. James Gunn, prize-winning science fiction author, dies at 97, The New York Times. Europa Clipper, NASA's Ocean World mission gets launch date, BBC News. The alien hunter of Harvard, The Economist. Stunning light pillars dazzle in the northern U.S. sky, CNN. Find an extraterrestrial civilization using its pollution, NASA. Avi Loeb interview, could Al-Muammar be alien technology after all? New Scientist. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. New program at Winona Health Rehabilitation Services benefits people with Parkinson's disease, Winona Daily News. Aptinics to participate at 10th Annual SVB Leerink Global Healthcare Conference, Tullahoma News and Guardian. Down the rabbit hole with Aspen artist Laura Betty ahead of debut exhibition at Gonzo Contemporary, Aspen Daily News. New research examines how alcohol exposure impacts aspects of neuroplasticity, News Medical Net. Father's life stress leaves mark on sperm, predisposing offspring to poor mental health, Science Times. Can you inherit poor mental health? Sperm may hold the answer, inverse. Pharmaceutical developer hires laboratory to conduct preclinical studies of psychedelic compound DMT, Streetwise reports. Depression can be linked to memory problems, here's why, Metro newspaper UK. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Is there a cure for aging? WebMD. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, February 11th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The study of UFOs, often present in deceptive, elusive, and ambiguous terms. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, February 11th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.